everyone's top choice, CFA. You also need an international valid passport to give the exam. These are hugely popular consulting firms that have always recognized CFAs. And finally, about the salaries. What can you expect? Hey guys, welcome to Zell, where it's all about finance, accounts, and everything that counts. We're stepping into our 10th year of shaping futures and helping lakhs of students launch their career. And to mark this milestone, we've lined up something really special. So guys, welcome to the second part of our mega series videos where we talk about all the important finance and accounting qualifications that have recognition across the world and are valuable in India as well. Today we're going to talk about everyone's top choice, CFA. Hopefully, if you don't know much about it, by the end of this video, everything should become clear. And please do ensure you see the entire mega series if you're confused, so you can make an informed decision about your career. Now, every 3 months, one lucky winner will get a CFA benefit, a CFA prize from Zell. So stick around until the end of the video to know exactly how you can take part. Over and above that, guys, CFA has a lot of scholarships that they provide their candidates. If you guys are interested in that, then please also leave it in the comments in case you all want us to make a video on it. CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, the #1 course in the world when it comes to finance and investment management. The CFA Institute is based out of the US and obviously they have offices here in India. Now, when you think about CFA, if you watch the show Billions, Wolf of Wall Street, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, and you've seen Ritik's character in it, or you are a real life follower of Warren Buffett, you're seeing what's happening when the markets break. All of this, if this interests you, then CFA is the program that you must look at. You know, one of the most exciting things about CFA is portfolio management, which means if I'm a CFA, I love understanding what's happening in the world about the markets, for example, what's happening with gold, what's happening with real estate. So what I do is I ask all my friends to give me, let's say, a little bit of their savings. I pull it all together and I invest in places where they don't know anything about, and the return I get should be higher than what they would have been able to make. So when I give them that higher return, they are happy. I will earn some fees in this or a percentage of this, and it's a win-win for everybody because of my CFA knowledge. So that's the power of CFA, and in this video we're going to talk about every aspect for it in detail. Alright, let's talk about the eligibility criteria. Well, long story short, if you are in your second last year of graduation or anywhere above, you are eligible for CFA. This has changed over the last couple of years because historically you could do this when you were in the last year of graduation. So if you're a BCom student today, if you are in your first year, you can start studying and appear for level 1 in your second year, level 2 in your third year, graduate and then appear for level 3 along with hopefully work experience. So over and above this, there are a few other aspects such as you can also work for 4,000 hours and skip this part. And you also need an international valid passport to give the exams. Do not forget this point. Now let's come to the academic structure. So CFA has 3 levels, level 1, 2 and 3. Each of them have 10 subjects, the same 10 subjects. As you can see on your screen, it ranges from equity to portfolio management to derivatives to financial statement analysis and all the way down to ethics. Now, when it comes to the duration, it takes an average candidate around 3 years to complete CFA, 1 year per level. Over and above that, the exams for especially level 1 are held 4 times a year, every Feb, May, August and November. For level 2, it's held 3 times, and for level 3, it's held 2 times. The passing rate for CFA is on an average over the last so many years, it's ranged between 40 to 50%. And surprisingly, level 1 has the lower one, closer to 40%. Level 2 is between 40 to 50 and level 3 is closer to 50%. Next, when it comes to the paper pattern, so CFA, level 1 is completely objective, right? Which means you have only MCQs. However, don't assume that makes it easier. The exam day is 4.5 hours where it's split into 2 parts and it is intense on that day. It's not going to be a walk in the park because it's MCQs. So level 2 is also MCQs but in the form of what we call vignettes or case studies, and level 3 is subjective. All of these guys are computer-based exams. So when you're practicing at home, don't do a lot of work on pen paper, especially if you're used to it, but please put in the effort to give all practice attempts as well as things such as mock attempts on your laptop or computer to give yourself the best practice available. Now, one of the major changes for everybody to know was CFA has introduced level 3 pathways. This was never the case all these years. All these years, by the end of level 3, you're doing the same 10 subjects. However, now, at the end of level 3, you have a choice of choosing one of 3 pathways. You can become a portfolio manager, or you can learn about what we call private markets, or you have the pathway to do private wealth. So this is a relatively new update, and along with this, there is something called practical skill modules. CFA as an institute is a forward-looking institute. They're looking at what's happening in the world and trying to teach candidates these things. Now, skills such as Python or financial modeling or Excel, these are not really in your curriculum, but now CFA has mandated that after you're done with each level, you have to complete these modules. We call them practical skill modules, and you cannot give the next attempt before completing these. These are all self-paced, so it takes around 10 to 15 hours approximately. But yes, you are building skill sets that are required in the world and not really being tested in the exam. And guys, CFA has introduced AI into its curriculum, as well as we've made a video on how you can use AI to study for your CFA exam. So please do check that out as well. Alright, next let's talk about the value, the scope, the job opportunities, and everyone's favorite topic, the salary structure that you can get if you're a CFA candidate. So first, let me talk about in India, the kind of companies that hire for CFAs. So of course, you know about the Big 4 and the Big 6. So you know about KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, EY, Grant Thornton, BDO. These are hugely popular consulting firms that have always recognized CFA. So if you are great, right, and over and above that, if you at least have a CA or an ACC or a CPA, plus you add CFA or even an MBA with a CFA, your entry is very highly likely. With only CFA, yet these kind of companies are taking candidates. But over and above that, you have an entire plethora of different companies. If I talk about international companies, right, from banks, Citibank, Standard Chartered, when it comes to other MNCs, there's, for example, a company called Trust Vista here in Bombay, which has just recently hired one of our candidates for a CFO services role at a 7 lakh package. You can talk about a lot of banks, you can talk about Kotak, you can talk about HDFC, all of these obviously are hiring CFAs. You can talk about wealth management firms in India, Motilal Oswal, Anand Rathi, all are hiring once again CFAs in bulk. Now, when it comes to the kind of profiles, like what kind of roles do you get? Once again, CFA is vast. Right? Because as a CFA, you have so many skill sets. You know how to handle money for yourself, for other people, for institutions, for the market. So your opportunities basically scale up. You can start as a financial analyst. I had a friend, Devanshi, I made multiple references to her in videos. She was with me in PwC. That time she was just a graduate. Then in PwC, she started CFA Level 1. After that, she went and she started working in another company which was slightly mid-sized. After clearing Level 2 and Level 3, she got into CRISIL, one of the biggest credit rating agencies in the world, at an astonishing package. And after that, she got into Barclays, once again an international bank, because she has nothing but a CFA on her profile, on her CV. Another friend, Sharan, he was a chartered accountant, once again with me in PwC. In PwC, he gave level 1 of CFA, cleared it. Level 2, he went to Citibank. Level 3, he gave by himself. Then he went to the US, studied MBA, and then landed up becoming an investment banker. And today, he's an investment banker because he has CA plus CFA plus MBA. And this was a plan that he had from day one. So he really worked towards it over so many years. But that's the value of these qualifications. They can get you to where you want to be. If your plan is strong, your understanding is good, and you obviously put in the effort. Coming back to the other kind of roles, you can be a financial analyst, or you can work in a credit rating agency, you can work in a CFO position. There are CEOs in the world. I'm sure many of y'all would have heard about this Hindenburg report that came a few years ago, which crashed Adani stocks. The Hindenburg company's founder, CEO, is a CFA. So, again, you look at it from all these directions, the opportunities keep rising. Also, guys, at Zell, we really want to not just help you pass the exam, become a holistic finance professional. And so for that, we've introduced a couple of things. Number one, we've introduced something we call a career booster, where we've added real life skills, over and above what CFA is added. So we've added things like communication skills, financial modeling we have, but so does CFA. We've added interview preparation skills from the market, which is hiring for CFAs into this career booster. So before you go for interviews, you can further prep yourself. Over and above that, there is something called an immersion program we do for you guys, where we take a bunch of y'all, take you to another location and immerse you in the field of finance, where we call CFOs and CXOs that you can network with, you can learn from. We send you outside to understand different financial models of the market, come and present it. You once again network with everybody around you. You might meet your next co-founder over there, and you combine these things, right? You learn your CFA content, you get work experience, but you also add these kind of skill sets, so that whether the market requires you to have skills or a degree or experience, you have all of it to offer. And guys, please do click the join button below to get access to our member exclusive content as well. All right, and finally, about the salaries. What can you expect? So if you're a CFA level 1 student with no experience, right, then you can get anywhere between 4 to 7 lakhs depending on the kind of companies you are interviewing at and how your interview goes. When you become a level 2 student, it goes above 10 lakhs. And if you're a level 3 student, hopefully with or without experience, it depends. Without experience, it can go 12 and above. With experience, there is no cap. And then as you keep progressing in life, your performance, your experience keeps getting added to a CFA profile. And once again, your salary keeps growing. Over and above that, if you add an MBA or some other qualification in your life, the jump that you can get is once again steep. It's a leap above most people, because CFA is one of those qualifications that opens up so many other avenues for us. Next, when it comes to the fee structure. So to complete the entire 3 levels of CFA, consider 3 to 4 lakhs total spread over 3 years. This will include everything. That includes training, study material, the registration fee, the exam fees, any other fees that the body is charging, it gets covered in this range. Over and above that, CFA, like other professional qualifications in the field of finance or accounts, is an earn as you learn kind of a qualification. So let's say you take 3 years. Now, whether you're in college or outside, you can always go and work, right? Monday to Friday, you can work. Weekends, you can study. Weekday nights or early mornings, you can study, but you can keep moving forward. So we have students who are earning while they're giving CFA exams, earning from these companies and funding themselves. So by the end of their entire tenure, they more or less land up actually paying for CFA from their own earnings, bringing it down to null. So CFA is again a very fluid qualification, right? You can take a break, it's flexible. If you have something else coming up, you can take a pause. But at the same time, when you are ambitious and you want to move ahead, CFA gives you the opportunity to keep taking steps and it gives you the best chance to complete a qualification at the earliest. Let me give you a few more details about this benefit, this prize. Every 3 months, one lucky winner gets training for one CFA level, either 1 or 2, worth up to 30,000 rupees for free. And what this includes is live instructor-led training, all study material and professional guidance throughout your preparation. All that you need to do is pay for the CFA body fees, whereas everything else is going to be covered by Zell. So let me tell you how you can participate. First, click on the PDF in the description below. Next, go through the questions carefully and drop your answers in the comments. Once that's done, there'll be a short interview before we finalize the winner. The winner's name will be announced every quarter, every 3 months, which is January, April, July, and October on our community tab. Just remember, the contest question changes every quarter, so keep an eye out. And with that, guys, we wrap up this deep dive into the CFA qualification. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for our upcoming mega series where we break down qualifications such as CPA, CMA, FRM, ACCA, and much more to help you choose the correct path.